income. How about that? What does this have to do with anything? Well, passive income is the one where you don't get taxed that much because you help build the infrastructure. Like when I teach you guys about tax liens and tax deeds and the UCC and real estate course that takes place Saturdays, the UCC and real estate course. When you pay for people's past due delinquent property taxes, that gets allocated in millages that fund school programs, lights, books, pays for the teachers, also pays for the firemen, pays for the policemen, pays for legal aids, pays for the nurses and the doctors, keeps the hospital lights on and so forth and so on, keeps the roads and the highways smooth. This is a fact. And so property taxes help build the infrastructure. So guess what? You're not going to get taxed for those things, or you're not going to get taxed too heavy. So it's not a matter of, tax the richer people, because as haters, because other people are making more money than us, we go, he's coming in, he's going to tax the people who have more money. What we need to be taxed for, unbeknown to you, it's going to fall on you guys because of inflation. Because every time they come up with these stimulus checks, they're using the principle of printing more money to solve the problem. And that money that they're printing contradicts productivity. So supply and demand, right? So when supply contradicts demand, that's called inflation. And when it happens several times over, that's called hyperinflation. And if the hyperinflation persists, then you have deflation. Okay? And that's on account to a recession, which in turn gives rise to a depression. It's all facts. If you print a bunch of money, you have to raise the price of everything else so it doesn't look like the money was printed for no reason. So the price of living is going to become more difficult. If you overtax wealthy people that know how to just mark up the prices on their goods, it's going to be harder for poor people to thrive. If you raise the minimum wage while employing hyperinflation and printing as much money as you choose to keep bailing you out, then when you raise minimum wage, like you're talking about raising the minimum wage at Starbucks. So if you raise the minimum wage, then guess what? Then they got to mark up their prices on their goods because they have to pay their employees more money by force. So if you force people to pay their employees more money, all they got to do is mark up their goods. The goods are already being marked up because too much money is being printed. And the more money you print, the more you have to raise the prices of other things and give lesser the quantity of those things so it can balance out. That's where food inflation comes in, where you start paying more money for lesser than what you are accustomed to paying for. Okay? So these things are extremely important, people. It's extremely important. And the reason why it's extremely important is because we got a responsibility onto our children, our significant others, as family men and women, to not get caught up in the hype. They bringing this guy in here. Let's not even talk